Welcome!
Yay!
What's that voice? Whose voice is that? Why do we have a third voice? Yvette, is that you? That's not Yvette.
Oh my god, is that late?
Because the listener will be confused, right?
Yeah, but anyway,
But you
this
can
is
do
Yvette.
your job as an...
As a host. Oh,
Yeah.
welcome to another episode of Baldcast.
Yeah, great.
And why you need to comment on that? Yeah, great job introducing us.
Trying to give you validation, cannot.
My throat hurts for some reason.
Anyway, while Kenneth is shutting up, we have Tammie with us today. Yay!
Thanks for having me.
Why are you laughing?
I suddenly feel damn out of place. Can y'all just carry on lah? I'll just go to the room outside. You just have your conversation.
You're supposed to introduce me, but then you...
Yeah, but you
your throat-
failed.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yvette, carry on.
Oh yeah, so anyway, Tammie is with us today.
Yeah.
We have an exciting topic
Oh.
coming up.
After the break. Audible.com. Use our promo code.
Fine lah, you intro lah.
Anyway, we have Tammie. She's our first guest of Baldcast.
Yay!
Okay, as you can see also, now I'm the only one wearing headphones. Because we don't have a sound guy to look after
What's
this.
that dot there? Like, you see?
Which dot?
See it? Like you see?
Oh,
What's that? Is it on the camera or is it... Okay, technical difficulties, listeners. What is that?
oh. It's just the focus box lah. Man, don't get distracted with all this
Okay,
kind
sorry,
of...
I got distracted.
What's
The
that
usual.
dot over there? So...
It's just like now that there are 3 people, the arrangement is different from usual.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
to kind of like squeeze in a bit. Like, hey, I'm part of the conversation, leh. Let me be here, leh. So, today we're going to talk about a topic. And this topic, I don't know what's the title yet. I guess
Yeah, we haven't come out with the title.
I guess
I thought
it's sexuality. You know, initially...
What was that?
Sexuality?
Yeah, that's better.
Sexuality.
Yeah.
Initially, I spelled like sexuality. That was like SEXUALIATY. I was like, wait, that is wrong.
Okay.
Anyway, yes, sexuality. Why do we bring Tammie here today? Because she has a bit more in-depth knowledge. That came out wrong.
I mean...
That's like but
Okay, wait, caveat. I'm not an expert. I'm not a gender studies expert or sexuality studies expert, right? But
Yeah.
I guess I'm coming here with like my own experience / stories.
Wow.
And also
Stories.
not really...
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna go into detail or whatever. This is still PG-13-ish.
Actually, I don't know what's I think our demographic, people are generally quite old.
It's like our age group, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's old.
Yeah.
But-
Anyway, there are only like 7 listeners last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But there are more on
No,
YouTube.
there's more. We're like, yeah, we have
I
YouTube
heard
also.
the statistics on the bullying at Pop.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because I heard it this morning.
Oh.
Yeah. It was about 10.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
17.
Yeah,
17?
see?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think now got 20 already.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
growing
come from
damn
where,
rapidly, I
sia?
tell you. Expanding into APAC and beyond.
Okay lah, but anyway, we decided that we needed... because Kenneth and I are straight, right? Then it's hard for us to talk about like sexuality and not gender orientation, sexual orientations
Yeah.
without bringing somebody who is that sexual orientation.
Mm.
Because
Okay.
we are just like, straight people.
The closest thing that I have that deviates from straight is that people thought I was gay. For some of my ex-colleagues.
How do you feel about that?
I
Wait,
was-
but I
was
thought he
like,
was
why?
gay too, right?
How?
I got say before.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
Charlotte thought I was gay, right?
Yeah. Like he's the last person that...
I guess
Our friends
I'll take
guessed
it as a
that.
compliment. I don't know, right? But like Yvette said, both of us are straight. So we have very limited experiences or like perspective that we can share. In fact, for
right.
me, right, I don't really have a lot of friends who I'm aware of who are not straight. Does that
But-
make sense? That line makes sense, right?
Yeah, but...
You look confused. I also confused for myself.
I'm like, no, because I'm thinking,
Not
you
straight.
don't have, man? Oh, wait.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. Okay, so I have one friend that he only officially told me and my friends like last year,
Right.
and I know he's a good friend of mine since secondary school. Yeah. I know in uni there's another girl who is bi.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, I didn't know she was bi because I thought she was a les. But then because she liked this girl, then later on she got together with a guy. Then that's like, oh, okay. Because I never knew that she swings both ways.
Oh.
Yeah. So those are my, I guess, like closest.
Actually, I don't think I really have a lot of queer friends either, other than you. Because, wait, do you identify as queer?
Okay, maybe you can start.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, the whole spectrum of sexuality, right? Right now, I mean, like right now we have this community that more or less is recognized, which is the LGBTQ plus, right? So that, like, which stands for lesbian, oh my god,
Gay.
Gay,
bisexual,
transgender,
queer, plus is others,
like asexual,
Asexual,
demisexual, pansexual.
yeah.
Oh.
And so I do
Alphabet
not have
soup.
like the exhaustive list, because honestly,
I mean,
like,
it's a spectrum.
sexuality is a spectrum, and it's like fluid, like gender, right?
Oh,
So
gender fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's pretty hard for me to define or like list down or be very exhaustive.
Yeah.
But anyway, personally, I identify as a pansexual, right? So that means that, I mean, loosely it defines as a person who is attracted to, I guess, personality. Like for me, gender / sex is not that important, right? So I'm attracted to the person for he, she, they, or whoever he or she they want to identify themselves as, right? But I guess for me that's not that important. So I mean, I've personally have had like attraction. Like I find like attraction is very hard to define also. Like, so I guess, like, I mean, sexual attraction can be defined as you're being sexually attracted to that person, right? Like you don't mind sleeping with him or her or whatever. Yeah. So that's the answer to your question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what they means? Like,
that person identify as a collective of person. Or rather, it's more like neither sex, right?
Yeah.
Then they refer to that. Why not eat?
I don't know, leh.
I
think there's some people who also identify as like Z, right? Z-E. I think so. There's like...
Zhe. Chinese Z-E Zhe.
No, I think I got see before, leh. Like, yeah.
yeah.
But it's just like if they don't use he or she, then they use they lor.
Yeah, no, what? But
I don't know. I guess it just seems like gender neutral.
okay.
Yeah, so anyway, but from where I'm coming from, I cannot talk about or like comment on the other people's, like, you know what I mean? I can only talk about what
Your
my sexuality
experience,
and my experience. So mine also is not very exhaustive unless you have a whole panel here. Then you can.
Whoa, that's the whole world, man.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean,
My room, this room cannot. This studio cannot. Add one more person, I already very 辛苦. The camera angle is like, hey, you all need to sit closer together. If not,
Actually, it looks okay on
It looks
camera.
okay.
Like, yeah.
I feel a bit warm. Do you feel warm?
Yes. Can you
Okay,
make
maybe
the
I turn on
aircon?
aircon.
Yeah.
Can y'all talk while I use 10 seconds to
Okay.
adjust aircon?
okay.
So, what does it feel like to be a guest on Baldcast?
Oh,
Y'all talk about dynamic.
What? Oh, Kenneth, your ears are red, man. You are like feeling warm. Yeah. Blast it. I think because I turn it down usually. Yeah.
wait, you mean he gets hot?
Then his
His
ears
ears
turn
get
red.
hot.
Hey, do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. I also
I
like
shy lah. Tammie come there, I shy.
yeah, Kenneth is like the least shy person ever.
Shut the fuck up, okay?
It's like your skin don't know how thick, yeah.
Hey, this is not about me.
Oh, sorry.
If it's about me, we won't be having
By
this
the way,
topic.
random fact.
Thanks for the fun fact, Yvette.
Yeah.
Wait, so
The
to,
viewers can't see, so
to understand pansexual, it just means sex is not gender is not a factor for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting. But it's more like personality, how he or she acts and so on.
yeah.
Mm.
I mean, that's how I find like, because, for example, right, comparing it with bisexual, that means that you can safely say that you are attracted to people who identify as males and people who identify as females. I think for me, like, I guess if there's a person who is identifying as queer, then, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not very clear cut. Yeah, so I it's like more grey than bi.
But
yeah.
I remember last time you used to say that you're bi. Right?
Yeah, then until like remember we took the gender studies class.
Oh, it was then?
Yeah, it was then. I was like, oh my god, I think I'm pan. Then I'm like, yeah, I think this is it. Yeah. So, but I mean, if I guess sometimes also like sometimes I do question it from time to time. Like I do like think like, am I bi or am I pan? But I'm like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because it's just
a label.
Yeah, it's just
at
a
the end of
label
the day.
to make yourself and make society feel like, oh, okay, this is something that I want to categorize you under. Yeah. So,
I guess it leads also into like one of the questions that you have, which is, so how did you, like in the start, you thought you were bi, right? But how do you realize
How do you
were
even like thought about, when do you even gain that awareness that you thought that you are bi?
not straight, basically.
bi?
Yeah.
Not straight. Because I remember,
Not heteronormative.
like Tammie and I know each other from like secondary school, and I think even up from like, I'm not up from like from secondary school, she has already been saying that she is bi.
Yeah.
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 Like she has attraction to girls also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can say that it's also part of, I feel like it's nature and also nurture, right? So in a sense that I always feel like I'm inherently curious about women, and like I feel I'm more comfortable being in a female company as opposed to a male company.
Wait, but you were in a...
Yeah, so okay, so which leads me to my second point, right? Which is nurture, right? So I was in a all girls primary school. Then I mean I was surrounded by girls all the time, lah, right?
Yeah.
And they're all, some of them can be quite pretty, right? So yeah, I had a crush on this girl. And of course things didn't work out because she's now married. But anyway. Woo, okay. So
1 minute of silence to our fallen brothers and sisters.
Press F,
it's not like she
Press
knows.
F to pay respect.
It's not like she knows that I had a crush on her.
Yeah,
So anyway, yeah.
Hey, recently I found out that you will never know who is listening to this, okay?
Why? What do you mean?
Like I never knew like some of my friends are listening to this.
Oh.
I was like, then suddenly they're like,
why you
they
mention
commented
me?
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned before. Yeah, so you never know, okay? You never know. Maybe
But
like,
the person
I'm
really
married, I
doesn't-
know Tammie. Is it me?
Literally, half of my class is married.
Oh,
So,
shit.
Huh?
Okay.
Literally.
I mean,
But we're only 28. Oh,
So-
wait a minute.
yeah.
Okay.
Some of them have kids. Two
Okay.
kids, you know.
2 kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Possible,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. And my class has like 40 girls.
Half of them.
I mean, I it's like an exaggeration, but you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's like,
That's true.
you cannot identify. I mean, I've not been explicit. Okay, anyway, that's not the point. The point is not to guess Tammie's crush.
Okay, she's married, move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so I guess it stems from like it's like the moment we realize, okay, why do I feel that, I don't know, whatever cheesy butterflies in your stomach kind of feeling
For, like,
whenever
a
you talk to
girl.
her. Yeah. I mean, it's not just like I can talk to every girl like that, but when it comes to that specific girl, then it's just like it's different, you know? And you also like, and it's not like at the same time I'm not attracted to like men or like whatever, but yeah, so I just found out that there was an overlap. So which made me question like maybe I'm just not
Straight.
heteronormative or straight. Yeah.
Heteronormative.
Yeah. So and at the same time I was a very curious kid, so I will always go to the library and like read up and like go to the reference section.
Library
and
has... have
Yeah.
what? Have primary school library.
No, I mean
I mean, what is talking about in the primary school library?
I mean
Jane and Mary met each other. They
by the way, the all girls primary school definitely did not have that kind of books in the library, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Or the normal library.
Yeah, the normal library. I mean, it's not like our normal libraries would carry that, but it's
Yeah.
more of like the stuff that you read, you know, like you insinuate, and then you'll be like, oh, you know, all those like can be fiction, can be like non-fiction.
So what's the first like book that you read that made you like got this kind of awakening? Was there ever?
I thought it's more like the awakening is from your interaction.
Yeah.
Then the book is her seeking out more.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I guess,
and also I think it
experiences
goes hand
or
in hand with
stories.
like your own sexuality, meaning your own like sexual health, your own like sexual experiences, and opening up to sex in particular, like the whole like puberty-ish kind of I mean, it just goes very nicely together. So like at the same time, you're just curious about your own sexual needs and whatever. Then you just feel like, oh, okay, maybe you're interested in exploring that with either males or females. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So and I know for sure that NLB, NLB carries stuff about sexual health, right? Which is
like
normal.
Like sexual health is like what?
Like
Reproductive system. Like the egg come from here, that kind.
Yeah. And of course, like there are other books that talk about masturbation, talk about like
Wait, our public libraries have?
Yeah.
What? Did you know?
Read. Do I look like a kid that goes to the library?
No, okay,
Dude, I go to land shop and play games and play violent games, killing people.
Not
That's my
NLB
childhood.
then.
Not NLB. Oh, what is this? A book of masturbation? No, all the guys just go home
I know he would.
and watch porn. That is our education.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh, I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah,
Wait, like how do they put it though, the books in the library? Is it like fiction or is it like non-fiction?
No, it's just non-fiction.
Talk
about facts.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember the title of the book, but I very clearly remembered being in one little corner of the library, like flipping through it, like just some like
Some dark corner.
porno.
Look
It's
left and
actually
right.
no, it's about like the human body. You know, like it was under the human body section.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like secondary
know.
school,
Primary school,
JC,
Primary school.
biology lah. In that sense.
Yeah.
Because it's scientific, it's
Yeah.
Oh.
it's educational.
So in JC bio they mention masturbation.
Not masturbation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think the studies mention
Textbooks,
about
right?
masturbation. No, it talks about reproductive organs.
Yeah.
Right.
It talks
The
about intercourse,
science.
but it doesn't go into detail what intercourse is lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does say like when the penis enters the vagina
Like that.
and
is it?
ejaculation occurs. Yeah.
Wow,
Then
such
what
fun.
does the ejaculation contain? You know.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like you
Okay.
have
Very
this.
scientific,
You need
yeah.
like there's like some form of sugar to
Huh?
to power the sperms.
Oh,
Huh?
The sperms need energy to move. What? You know how you
Then the
move?
sugar come from where? The guy
Sugar, you take the syrup, then you pour lah.
So you mean
No.
sugar like glucose like from the body?
Like
lah.
an energy form. Like, yeah. I don't. I
Okay.
think it's sucrose. I don't think it's glucose. Sucrose.
Yeah, there's no difference to me.
Yeah.
Sugar lah,
Yeah, form of
Okay.
sugar lah. Simple sugar.
Okay.
Right.
Oh wait, how do we get here?
Science.
Science.
Science
Yeah.
that shit. Yeah.
Science.
Awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking like how actually like it leads to, because at first you were identifying as bi, right? Then we took the gender studies class in Canada,
Yeah.
right? And then that's when you learn there's another label for it.
Yeah. No, like I learned that there was just more than
More
straight,
than just
gay,
bi.
bi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned the whole
Yeah.
spectrum.
Wait, asexual is not attracted to anything.
No, you're just not physically sexually attracted to a human.
Yeah,
Like
they have like no. Is it? I wouldn't say they have no sexual. Is it?
yeah,
no,
no, it
sexual
doesn't mean
desire?
they doesn't
Yeah.
have they don't have
They
sexual
did-
needs, but they are just probably not
Sexually
attracted.
Yeah.
attracted
Yeah.
to humans.
Not humans to anything.
Yeah. I mean
Or to
for them,
anything.
for
Yeah.
them they don't have that high
Yeah.
sexual needs
Oh.
to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's also aromantic, which means they don't experience romantic feelings for like any
Wait, so
gender
asexual,
orientation.
are they aromantic also?
Not
not
necessarily.
necessarily. Yeah.
Holy shit, I am
Yeah.
not following this conversation.
I mean, there are people who like
There's too many information.
There are people who like don't gel with romance, but then they want to have sex, right? This is the thing, lah. That's what basically
Okay,
how
but-
you can be romantic but sexual.
So they want to have sex, but they don't want the romantic part.
exactly.
Yeah.
They don't need the
That's
romance.
just being lazy. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm not trying to stop.
You don't.
No, don't
think
profile me.
maybe,
Don't
y'all
cancel me. Don't cancel
got some
podcast.
issues maybe you need to talk about.
Wait, why would Pofma even care?
I don't know.
Even,
I anyhow throw
Pofma
out.
wouldn't even like think that there are
Don't
people who
cancel
are
me. Cancel
asexual.
culture.
Okay, but yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So that's the journey.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
yeah.
So it
Yeah,
starts by
but-
like people around you, then you kind of like have that curiosity,
Yeah.
and you also realize that they make you feel a certain way.
So one thing about that, right, is that like people would think like, oh, it's just a phase.
Because
know?
you were in
Ah,
all
yeah.
girls school.
Yes.
Right.
But it's not lah, right? I mean, for some people, sure, it might
Yeah.
be a so-called whatever experimental phase,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm not trying to discount your experience, but I'm just trying to say that it's not accurate for everyone. Yeah, so I hate it when people tell me, oh, maybe it's just a phase. I'll be like,
People like
you don't
who?
know
Like
me.
parents.
Yeah, and also relatives.
Okay.
Older
Yeah.
relatives?
But-
Older relatives.
Older
But I'm
relatives.
Maybe my peer also. Like,
Yeah,
like
I'm
same
curious
age.
to know what's the environment like in the girls' school. Like
I also
do
wouldn't
people kind of like laugh at you or make fun of you, or is it like, oh, she's like that, and sometimes it's like kind of accepted that girls can hang out.
Yeah,
For ladies.
it's pretty I think from my own, at least from my batch, right? And for that school, it was pretty accepted. Like I mean, we know of like female
Girls
couples.
dating girl-
yeah. I mean, okay, like in the first place, right, this is the primary school, right? So I'm sure secondary schools, all girls secondary schools, they will also have the same, if not even more experience, because they are probably more aware of their own sexual
Because
health.
they're teenagers and all
like,
those.
yeah,
Really.
yeah, exactly. So they're probably more curious. Yeah, but anyway, even during primary school also, like, I guess we develop earlier, and then some girls just like each other.
Girls
and,
hit
just hang
puberty
out.
earlier than guys anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, some girls get their periods at like 10, that kind of
That
thing.
sucks, man.
Yeah, exactly. So what's your question?
No, so
what's the
no,
question?
okay. I'm thinking from the perspective of if it's a fully boys' school, it may be quite different.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
guys, the way that guys
That's toxic
react
masculinity.
Yeah.
when guys react to this kind of like same sex, I think especially for guys to guys,
Guys to guys.
guy, gay lah, basically gay couples yeah. I think the way that
Like there's an
most
aversion
guys
to it, right?
most guys react is like ew, gross,
Yeah.
gay, you shout at people gay as a
Yeah.
form of like trying to
Like demeaning the person.
derogatory. Yeah.
What was that word for me?
Yeah.
East Coast plan.
Yeah. East Coast plan East
Oh my
Coast.
God, I love it.
East Coast to plan
Okay,
East
shut
Coast.
up.
Tell you really, that's why the West is better.
No, you see, the East is so great that he couldn't articulate it properly.
Okay. Yeah, no, I
Okay,
want to
that was
pronounce the
it.
word derogatory.
Yeah. You're the one who brought up that
so
West Coast.
derogatory is synonymous
derogatory.
with East Coast.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah. So I just thought that guys, I think guys will have a harder time. I mean, I don't know what's the dynamics in a pure boys'
In
school.
an all-boys school,
In an all-boys school, yeah. But I mean, even in co-ed school, which I grew up in,
Yeah.
all the guys, the way that guys interact about and talk about like gay couples or like gay
It's always
guys
like a bad
or or guys who exhibit a lot of feminine traits tend to be labeled as gay and like
Were you ever
CC.
labeled as gay in like
No,
school?
no. I damn manly.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I walk around with armpit hair. Like,
Just because.
Then you
to
take
be
time to
honest,
like comb it,
I don't think I grow armpit hair so early lah.
Wait, armpit hair pop out when?
I don't know. Maybe secondary school lah. Mid
Okay,
secondary
wait,
school.
but armpit hair doesn't mean that you are masculine.
No lah, just talking rubbish lah. Please don't take my point seriously.
Because okay,
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I get
because
it.
he won't have hair on his
Yeah,
head.
so basically the point is just like, I think guys, you
What?
think about that, right? Little shit. So
Okay.
the point is like, I just wonder like,
Yeah.
for guys, how do they interact? Because it also vulnerable. Like you like this guy, but you also don't know how he feels.
Yeah.
Or whether he's gay. And if you come out gay at him, he might just like
Yeah,
get disgusted and move away.
yeah, or
and
like
totally,
hit you or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, but I always got this impression that girls' school would be nice, like a nice environment to grow
You've
up.
never been to a girls' school.
Yeah,
right?
lor. It seems like it'd be nice,
It is lah. I mean, it's both. It's
but also like knowing girls.
yeah,
feel
you
like
know,
it could
you know,
be
there's a toxic, like there's the toxic side of
Yeah.
things, and there's also like, of course, the so-called romantic. If you want to be that kind, and of course, there's like the platonic girl,
like support.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Kenneth can't
Actually,
really.
no, actually, I kind of think of it. If my closest experiment to an all guys environment is actually NS, like. So that can be a good reference point, right?
Okay.
yeah.
For like thinking about this whole like if let's say a guy, but then the thing is NS. If you don't, people who openly declare as gay, they don't serve NS, right?
They what PES E
No, they don't serve NS. They get put into basically more
admin
administrative
unit.
role.
Oh, there was actually an article that came out recently.
Is it?
from like Rise Media or something about being gay and serving in the SAF, I think. If I'm not wrong. It was like for Pink Dot, I think. But I didn't read cause Rise Media.
Yeah, but I think they are like, I say they serve NS as a clerk in the army camp.
Yeah.
I think that was the general narrative. Like, I don't know how true this is, but this is also what I've heard. Like, if you're gay, you won't be in like a combat unit kind of thing. So they say that's one of the best way to chowking.
Or will they be put into the performance, the entertainment unit? What do they call it?
Oh shit. That's like such a like you're gay, you go to MDC, music drama company.
Yeah, no man.
I don't know. I don't know what's the policy. I cannot comment that because I really have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so your NS, you say you can use the NS as a like a what's the word, vantage point to try to export. Yeah.
No.
So what's the point?
So there are guys who show a lot of feminine trait, and I'm quite sure, and I know
In
also a
combat
few
unit?
that there are guys like my friend who came out like only last year. He also served his NS as a normal person.
Normal person. Being
Like-
gay is normal too.
Not okay, sorry. Like a more traditional
Majority person.
Yeah, path.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's so difficult to be politically correct. I cannot anyhow use. Sorry, sumimasen. I'll be more woke next time.
Yeah, be like Tan Cheng Bo.
I need to be woke.
Right?
What is woke?
Woke hype beast.
Woke hype beast. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where I'm going with that conversation though. That train of thought. What am I going with?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're just trying to see whether you can
like
Yeah.
overlap your
because Tammie is
experience.
female.
Yeah.
Right, you're trying to see from
'cause
a male.
I think it leads to this. Because I can see guys struggle with the identity a lot. But I don't know whether girls feel the same way.
I'm sure
as
there
much.
are always groups in both camps. I mean, like that struggle, like for various reasons, right? It could be like there's the whole religion thing, right?
Yeah.
Religion.
Which is an internal dilemma. There's also like, it's wrong because your parents are not accepting of it. Yeah, so it's like, it's a struggle. And also because maybe you yourself are not sure. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, these are all very personal questions, which I wouldn't know on their behalf unless they will tell me, right? So, but for me, it's not really so much of a struggle, but it's more of like an awareness, a revelation of like who I am.
It's like
damn
self-awareness?
cheesy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is actually. Yeah, which has come to be important to me. Yeah, because I feel like, I mean, that's not really my main identifier, but it's one of the main identifiers of my personality. And like, if the people I meet / date cannot accept me for who I am, then I'm just like, okay, then we're not on the right page. So in a way, it's like a sort of a deal breaker too. Yeah.
If they turn out to be
I mean, it's part of who you are lah.
Yes,
So if they
homophobic.
don't accept that part, then they're not accepting
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's like, it makes out like a major facet of your
Exactly.
of yourself lah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, have you met any homophobic people that were like instant deal breakers? Like, and how soon do you discover that? Like, let's say you go out of a date. Is it first date they know already, or it's like second date, or like, how do you even like?
Or immediately just
spot
what's
them,
your
man?
stand? Oh yeah, Tinder
yeah.
before
Oh, yeah. Or
is
do
like
you just
LGBTQ supporter. Then if they swipe left, if they swipe right, they better support you. kind of
Imagine if
thing.
they message you, haha, you gay ah. Oh, shit. You know? Okay, imagine Singaporean
Gay.
guys. You know? Yeah.
mean, okay,
But
like,
how do you,
it-
like you said, do you just outright tell them, or?
Okay, wait, but firstly on Tinder profiles, you can of course show the pride flag, right? So it's a very clear sign that
How do you show the pride flag?
the rainbow flag.
Oh, you mean in emoji lah?
Emoji, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can show. Yeah.
So people do that? Like
Yeah,
put
they
the-
do that, yeah. So that's one way of finding out. I don't personally do that because I just want to see what I can spray and pray. Oops. Let's keep moving on.
Wait, why you keep taking my water? You still
what the fuck? My cup very smelly.
why your cup very smelly?
I don't know.
I was like, you got still water. You still got water. You keep taking my water.
I don't know. My cup very smelly. I don't want to drink now.
Got a bit of smell.
I think I never washed properly.
Wait, this is
So
smelly.
it's my bad. It smells of like I think it was the coffee I didn't wash properly.
Oh my
so it's my own fault lah. But anyway, I gotta drink Kenneth's water now.
Okay, sorry, distracted. What was the discussion about? I was like, why you keep reaching out to my cup?
I think what we're discussing now is like, how do you weed out homophobic people if you're
Oh.
dating as like a pansexual?
Yeah, so
You do need to like weed them out?
I mean, it's important
I
to
thought it's like a
Tammie,
natural.
right?
I thought it's a natural.
What do you mean? Like, as part of dating, it's natural to weed out certain types of people anyway.
Or you mean like going for first date kind of thing, is it? Or,
I don't know.
Because it's quite not easy to know whether this person, like within 1 or 2 dates,
Is it?
based on conversation and
Yeah,
topics.
usually I'll raise it like in the first 2 dates if it's something.
If you think that this guy
Yeah.
got potential, this
Yeah.
guy or girl got potential.
Yeah, correct. I mean, if it's a girl, obviously.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking if it's a girl, shouldn't be a. It's like,
mean-
oh my god.
Like, oh my god, really? I didn't know that.
I support bi, but all the others. I'm sure there are people who's like that, right? Like
No, but
bisexual
like-
who don't support the other spectrum.
Or like people who are anti-trans people.
Okay, that one I don't know. That one I don't know.
Yeah.
Because trans, it's even though they're part of LGBTQ, right? I feel like there's a different level of acceptance for some reason for trans people, which is very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I cannot comment on that because I really don't know.
Trans is essentially just the idea of them identifying as the other gender. Or like somewhere in between or whatever. It's not just the need to transition, right?
Yeah. As in, you don't need to
Physically
have
transit.
that gender's body to identify as like transgender, right?
Yeah,
Basically.
so which leads me to my second point also, which is like recently, right? Okay, so I'm on.
Is that a new app?
It's a new app, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
it's an app that's popular in the.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my god, everybody will know that I'm on the app.
You want me to beep it out? It's like, toot. Oh shit. Actually, she meant Deliveroo. That was Deliveroo.
No, but there's nothing wrong as a single
Wait, do you want
person
me to
to be
censor?
on.
I can censor it.
Okay.
If you're-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
okay.
on that particular
Yeah,
now.
app,
Oh,
yeah.
because the community is
Small.
Okay, it
Yeah.
was Deliveroo. Okay, yes.
So anyway, Deliveroo, right?
So
Yeah.
so there, right, you can pick the options.
Wait, but then if you're gonna talk about the app,
No, okay, let's say for Tinder, right?
wait, no. So you're okay with talking about what the app does, but you're not okay with talking about what
I mean,
the app
it's like legal cases and medical cases. You can talk about anonymize it, but
Okay,
you don't
okay.
make
Sure,
reference to it, right?
sure.
As in, like Tammie is okay with saying that she's on dating apps,
Yeah,
but not
Okay.
on particular apps.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, no, my point is so on that app you can choose what you identify as,
Yeah.
right? So there's an option between cisgender and woman.
Oh.
Cisgender woman and just woman.
Oh, okay.
So I picked cisgender woman. Okay, so
Oh wait. So okay. So if it's woman, it can be trans.
Yep.
yeah,
Trans females.
Okay.
yeah, like sexual change trans females.
Okay.
Yeah,
But cis female is
Cis
just
female
You're born.
you
female.
identify with the gender that you're born with.
okay.
the cisgender.
Okay.
The sex. I mean, yeah. So so I was questioned recently by this guy. I don't know whether it's probably out of curiosity. 'Cause, I mean, this is not the first guy who questioned, by the way. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So like a number of them. Like,
Wait, the guy is Singaporean?
So
Okay, exciting.
Okay. Deliveroo, of course, Singaporean We're not talking about Uber Eats here.
wait, let me talk.
so
You're the one who interrupted her.
I'm sorry.
You asked me to let her talk.
So on a number of occasions, a few people have come up to me and like asked me like, why do you put cisgender woman? Like,
Yeah.
why is there a need to? So I recently explained. I usually just ignore, or maybe like they just tell me as a statement like, oh, I had to Google what cisgender means. Yeah, and I'm like, haha, okay, gender studies, 101 for you, crash course. Yeah, anyway, but recently I had this question from this guy who asked me why I identify as that. So it didn't really occur to me like to question why, but it's more of like an accurate term for me to use. Like it's also like, I mean, there's a lot of like discourse out there saying like maybe the term cis, right, is also like disrespectful to trans. At the same time, may or may not be respectful to trans people also. Because cis is, I don't know, like
It implies what is natural,
Yeah.
or more natural.
yeah, you know, like
Yeah.
so it goes both ways. So right now but right now I feel like that's just until people tell me that probably it's wrong / probably not acceptable, and I agree with that view, then I will stop using the term cisgender.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like your views should change along the way. I
With
feel.
the times.
With the times, yeah. So, but
Depending
right now,
on like new evidence that pop
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to be politically correct all the time.
I think it probably is not politically correct. It's just more aware
Yeah.
of what the term means. You know, like, for example, I mean, the extreme end is like the N word, right? Like right now, like we don't say it.
Yeah.
But last time it was like, oh, everybody
Yeah.
just uses it. But
Yeah.
you know, like it just go with the times lah. So that's my point.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I'm also thinking from the perspective like someone who is like not very in tune with all these things.
Or they don't intend to
And-
offend.
Yeah, and I think the way that the community always call out people who are not involved or not so-called woke lah with all this thing, and they don't have the intention of like putting people down or what. It's just that the way that they talk is like that, and it has always been like that. But then people are calling them out and putting those people down. I thought sometimes it just feels very like
Not productive to the conversation.
yeah, and I don't know, you make people feel like a bad person when this people have like
Genuinely ignorant.
and the fact is that this whole conversation, this whole sexuality thing is very, very complicated, right? Like you say, there's a lot of nuances that's involved.
Yeah.
Like even within trans, there's like different trans. Even as a woman, the cis woman, you identify either or. There's also a conversation of it being offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I thought that sometimes it's just people. There are this group of people who are pushing it a bit too extreme lah. I mean, I guess that's everything lah, right? There's always people who push certain
correct.
ideology to the extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think there's like this video that I watched. I think Gordon Pure, what's his name? This problematic guy. Steven Crowder.
Oh,
Steven
the one
Crowder.
who goes to school campuses and debate.
debate with people.
some
There were
American
some girls
guy.
that were, or like some, I
Feminists?
remember watching, some feminists or whatever.
I remember that.
They were so offended when that person don't address like him or her as they.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
that.
I'm not aware of that.
Like she physically looked like a woman.
Oh,
So, but she don't identify as a woman. She said she's a they,
okay.
right? Like physically she have breasts and all.
Right.
Yeah. But then she's like, no, if someone call me as she, like that person is at fault, that person is wrong. Yeah. It's very offensive to this person. You know, this will cause suicide because they blah, blah, blah,
I
blah.
remember that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was, and I find it like hard to be sympathetic
Yeah.
towards her cause because that's how she reacts when someone
Yeah.
calls her wrongly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the argument can go on forever. But I don't think that's the argument we're here for today.
You just push away the topic.
Because I feel like we have talked about it before.
It's like, oh, by the way, we're not gonna talk about it today.
No, because like there is like the for that case, right? On one hand, it's like you can be like you feel sympathetic for them
Yeah.
because you want them to feel safe and accepted. But also at the same time, is it reasonable to expect a stranger looking at the way you present yourself to immediately know that you identify as they? That's also not right? Like because you don't live on an island by yourself. You live in society, and contextual cues and everything makes up a lot of how we communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then-
So that's
That also brought up the point of like
cannot really
how
have a yes or no answer.
how much of this conversation is happening in Singapore? Actually,
I
no,
don't-
right?
Like, I mean, look at the forms, for example. It's
Look at
male
the
or
forms.
female.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like official forms.
Yeah.
They don't even recognize. So how can you
Yeah.
even...
Oh, look at the toilets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what if we do have like a conversation about toilets here? Then, you know, in America, they have
Yeah,
conversations
the-
like, oh, they're just pedophiles who want to go into the female toilets, that kind of crap.
Yeah.
Right? Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
I don't
Like-
think we will reach the toilet scenario yet until we deal with, firstly, gay rights,
Yeah.
gay marriages.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have to deal with that first, then
Yeah.
we can progress to the next
Exactly.
level.
Yeah. So I don't
Yeah.
think we are even
Close.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that part of the reason why we also don't talk too much about all the other nuances,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In
I
Singapore,
don't
we're not even there yet.
Singaporeans can grasp like the plus of LGBTQ plus. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Can grasp the plus?
Like
yeah, they won't know as asexual or like bisexuals are not real, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, maybe let's go
Well.
on to the. God, there's the rule of
what
thumb.
kind of-
3
actually,
seconds of
I'm
like
curious.
struggling to come up with the next point.
No,
we'll move
I
to the
have a
next point.
question.
Okay, yes. Anyway, that's not the question we are. Okay, no lah, just kidding.
Huh?
Yes, what's the question you want to ask?
You want to interrupt me?
No,
Okay.
never.
No, wait. What's happening?
No, I got
Uh,
a question.
yeah,
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
question.
Yeah, then Kenneth wanted to interrupt me.
Okay.
But it's not allowed.
Okay, come. What's your
moving on.
question?
So I just wonder, like, what kind of conversations have you been having with people around you on this kind of thing? Like, if you, like, ever... Do you come out to people around you?
Depends. So obviously close friends know about my sexuality, right?
Especially those who have known you since forever.
Yeah. So they know my so-called journey or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But they for new friends, it will take me a while for me to so-called come out to them, because firstly I don't really see a need to, unless I feel like maybe you and I are soulmates, then like as a friend, you know, like maybe then I should come out to you. And because usually it's very hard to make friends these days, so it goes you know what I mean, like I don't want to tell you my whole life story if I feel like I don't need to tell you my life story.
It's very hard to make friends these days.
Like okay, like for example for Yvette, right, she has known me since secondary school, right, and secondary school is like your formative years, and that's also when you realize, you know, you come to terms with your sexuality. That's when, you know, you tell people, like, maybe, you know, whatever, and like, because she is one of my close friends, then like of course she will know my progress lah, right, throughout the whole years, like throughout the years. So I'm saying, like, if it's a complete stranger who's entering into my life and it's not someone that I'm dating, then I'll be a bit more like wary and hesitant to tell the new person, simply because there is probably no need to, unless,
like, not their business
anyway.
Yeah,
it's not their business. Yeah. Relatives, no. So okay.
But have you had any, like,
relatives are listening to this? Hey, I listened to the podcast.
Yeah, but if any of my relatives are listening to this, then just treat this as a mini coming out. Yeah.
Wow.
If you know, you know lah.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
We're going viral, guys. Exclusive interview.
Yeah. So,
but were there any, like, difficult conversations that you've had, like very frustrating ones?
Oh, my mom.
Oh, your mom. Okay.
But that's not.
That's a whole another.
Yeah, that's another conversation.
bucket,
That's should be taken offline. Yeah. So,
okay, parents.
Yeah, parents in general. Yeah. And relatives. Yeah. Difficult when it comes to peers. Okay, so the strange thing is, I've always assumed that religious people will immediately be not
receptive.
Yeah, or accepting of LGBTQ plus people, right? Or maybe it's those people that I see online, like keyboard warriors, who are not, who are religious and don't support 377A. You know, like those group.
Those who set up the petition.
Yeah, all those.
In response to your petition. That
kind. Yeah. So, but personally, I mean, I know people who are at least tolerant. Yeah, and like that's a good middle ground. But I wouldn't go so far as to call you like, oh, my good friend. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'll be like, okay, we know each other. Thank you.
Acquaintance.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I say it's important for me. Like, if you're not even like, if you're not on the same page, then I'm just like, oh, never mind. It's okay. I think we can don't be friends. It's fine, you know?
Yeah.
Or date or whatever. Yeah. It's not I mean, yeah.
Just save yourself the pain from engaging somebody who won't understand no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
That's something that's hard for me to relate to as
what
a guy.
Mean? Having no friends?
As a Chinese guy in Singapore.
Meaning?
Who has a lot of privilege and like not thinking about certain things that I do will not be accepted by people.
Oh.
In general.
So like a straight Chinese guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Like what?
Yeah.
I don't get it. What's the point?
No, so I'm just saying that it's hard to... I'm trying to imagine how it will feel like. Like the idea of like needing that kind of a form of acceptance. Like the fact that your relatives don't accept it, you have to hide it from them. The idea that, you know, people around you, your friends, may not accept this part of you. Yeah, living that kind of life is something that is a bit difficult for me to relate to lah.
Understand.
Yeah, because it's not something that I need to tread around.
Yeah.
I just be who I am, and I feel perfectly fine.
Yeah, this makes me think of like, because like throughout this whole conversation you've been saying like how you like come to terms or discover or realize. But I guess for straight people it's like we don't really pause to think about why am I attracted to a boy. You know what I mean? Like, or like to the opposite gender.
I mean, it's like consistent with whatever you see and watch on TV.
and the media around you.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, okay, so that's the natural path. Yeah, I feel the same way. It's just like, oh, okay, how do I do this? How do I manage this interaction? Or media, watch media.
Yeah.
Not exactly the best example, but at least there's still a reference point, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see like role models, so-called.
Right.
on
This
the
is why they
screen.
say like representation is so important, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So speaking of representation, like I remember this incident very vividly, and it's important because it's a relative, right? So okay, my mom, for example, my mom.
Oh, play mother already. Here we go. Ah, shit. Here we go again. This podcast.
Kenneth also play mother
I always
on our
play
side,
mother.
so it's okay.
My mother outside. don't play mother so loud. My mother is outside. Mommy, 我爱你. Okay. Love. Okay. Yes, my mother.
Horrible,
No,
this
just kidding. We can talk, yes.
No, I mean, I'm sure many parents would react this way, right? So, I mean, my mom is definitely one of a kind. But what I'm saying is, it's not probably it's not unique to my mom per se. You know, I'm sure many people have experienced this. Anyway, so basically, we were watching a film, and we were watching Black Swan. Okay, me, my mom, my sis, we are on the couch at home watching it. So obviously, people who have not seen Black Swan,
I've never seen.
Oh,
there's the masturbation scene?
no, there's the making out scene.
Oh, no.
Sex
Have
scene.
you seen?
I've watched sex scenes lah, but
Have you watched Black Swan? That's the question.
I didn't.
Okay.
I know the movie is the Anne Hathaway one, right?
No!
Oh shit.
It's Natalie Portman.
And Mila Kunis.
Yeah,
and
same
Mila
lah.
Kunis.
All those white
What the
women all look the same.
Anne Hathaway is Princess Diaries.
Yeah,
Okay?
hello.
And like, I dreamed the dream,
shit.
you know.
Here we go again.
Shut up lah. You can have to take water lah.
Oh my god. Shit. Okay, go again.
So anyway, in the meantime, Tammie can tell a story.
Would you like ice with that, man?
Oh, thanks.
Oh my god.
You could cut this out.
No.
I'm not just like the sound engineer here. I'm also like the waitress,
The water boy.
The water boy.
Okay, but anyway,
So yeah.
Black Swan.
Yeah. So so obviously there's a sex scene between Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman.
Portman.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry if I'm spoiling for y'all, but too bad. Y'all,
No, it's okay.
Y'all like
I
3
don't
years late to the
intend to
game.
watch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a really good show.
Oh.
Anyway, so so when you reach that part, right? Obviously there was lead up to it. Yeah, it was lead up to it. It's
Like the
I mean.
unresolved sexual tension.
yeah.
Nah.
When they finally resolved it, but you can tell in the first place there is a lead up. So in the lead up itself, right, my mom got very uncomfortable. Okay, so at that time I was probably like early 20s or like late teens. Yeah, around that period. So my sister is 3 years younger than me, so she's definitely younger, right? So when they start making out, when the two characters start making out on screen,
It's two female characters.
two female characters, my mom, she just covered my sister's eyes.
What?
Like, she was just like, no, don't see it. Watch. Don't
Really?
watch. It's very wrong. Yeah. So I felt very... I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, throughout the whole conversation, like, probably like 1 hour in, like, right now, you know that it's important to me, and you know that it's important for me to feel accepted, right, by anybody. And for me to witness that, it just shows that I will never be accepted by my mom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just very, like, hurtful, lah, right? Because it's... How
Yeah.
can you get someone to understand when she thinks it's wrong?
Mm.
I mean, there are many instances also where she has seen like gay scenes or lesbian scenes on screen, and she will say like, she will just comment out loud, like like that kind of thing, or like, you know. So it's, I mean, mainstream media, sure, you can show all these things, and like it may be part of like pop culture, but it just boils down to the person's level of acceptance. Yeah. And by the way, my sister went to girls' schools, like primary school and secondary school, so of course she's aware of these things.
Yeah.
And it's not like she's blind, you know.
Yeah.
So which is, I don't know, it's just like there are so many things to unpack here, which I'm not going to do so. Right, but I'm just letting like you two know that it's one of those things where mainstream media is important to shape the way we accept / educate people on these things, because I don't know where else to start, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it?
Like, I mean, I don't know whether you watch Channel 8, but like,
No.
they're very... Last
Was
time.
there like recently there
Exactly.
was some...
They've always been homophobic.
Anyway, all these Channel 8 shows and like whatever are also like super misogynistic.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
so I also don't watch
exactly,
it.
So, I mean, yeah.
It's just trash lah anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Not
This
sorry
suddenly
actually.
turned to a Channel 8 bashing session. I
Cancel Channel
can
8.
go with this. I can go with this. Remember my viral video?
Oh, the one
It's
viral
also
video.
bashing on Channel 8 stars.
Chinese New Year. I remember every
the
year.
Oh,
cringe.
yeah.
Cringe fest.
I remember
Cringe
that.
fest.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
I can go
I
with
think
that.
recently they actually had like some super homophobic
Yeah.
Oh, really?
scene in it went viral on Twitter.
The cesspool.
Hey. But anyway, it was a lot to I don't know which one
Okay,
to search for. But
interesting.
anyway, the point is recently they had a case also. Then like
Yeah.
people were very upset
Yeah.
with Channel 8 about it.
But it panders to the majority of Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, but like, yeah.
I mean, there's no official like survey. Is there any official survey to
I
like
don't know.
how many percentage of Singaporeans
I
supports
think
LGBT?
apparently right before whenever there's any hot button issues like when the 377A the repeal everyone was talking about it online, Reach will always do surveys and it turned I think so that they can use it to justify
Why we don't
why
need to-
they do certain things lah.
Policies.
Right.
So they do surveys to show that majority is still
Very
not
conservative.
for repealing 377A.
Right.
Like very conservative. So I think they do surveys to justify why they do certain things lah.
So do you think that okay lah? I think this is interesting because for in that sense it means that Singapore is still a very conservative society,
It is
right?
Super.
We are still super conservative.
And also because we have major religious groups here and
Yeah.
who are also loud in their
Loud.
in
Loud.
in their
Yeah.
opinions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so if
But recently the Catholic Church came out with a support for Pink Dot though. You see?
No.
Yeah, they did. They
Yeah,
even posted
on
about it.
Instagram,
In a conservative way, but at the same time it's like a step forward, I think.
For that one Catholic church.
No, the diocese.
Oh.
Diocese?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce, sorry. Yeah, but I know what you mean.
yeah, they came out and say that everyone should be loved equally or some shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Despite whatever.
Eh?
Wow, I
Yeah.
did
They
not know
did,
that.
but then they did clarify saying that they are not for.
They're
Right.
not.
Something?
They're not saying. We need to. We're not shun. It does not mean endorsing. So they are not saying that we are endorsing your choice. They still call it a choice, but at the same time they're saying we should not discriminate against people with same-sex attraction. So is this tolerance?
Yeah.
It
I
is,
don't know.
it is
It's tolerance,
tolerance. This
right?
is
Yeah.
tolerance.
Yeah.
This is an obvious.
It's not accepting one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not accepting. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how Singapore society we built on, right? It's about tolerance, right?
Like
Yeah.
we're always saying things like, "You just do what you want behind closed doors, but don't let me see it."
Yeah.
Right.
But
Exactly.
the truth is that it's very hard to move the society to accepting everything. You have to start somewhere first by tolerating first, then you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
And actually even tolerating itself, to maintain tolerating is also difficult. I mean the fact that like in Singapore, I wouldn't say that we are like I mean we are not free from racial issues, right? But then
yeah.
there are still a lot of policies because I think I agree with what the government train of thought is, which is that if they don't do anything to interfere into people's life to make this kind of integration, the natural way that people congregate would be in their own small circles of like race and like you know, then they start group thinking and like
they only
segregating.
yeah.
they only mix with people of the same like them lah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need like this kind of policies and like push lah. Even though
Yeah.
sometimes people will be like walao and so on. I mean, I think this is the same as like how, you know, Hollywood is trying to push all these narratives about like LGBT, about, you know, any character can be black or
Yeah.
white or
Yeah.
like, you know, don't
Unless
just
they do it just
whitewash.
because it's convenient for them. Like J.K. Rowling saying that Hermione could be black now in
Yeah.
the play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but actually
That's a no-no.
So that's also like like there's a blur line also, right?
Yeah.
Like when do people doing it for the sake of it because the movement seems like it's gaining traction, or
Yeah.
people are doing it just to try to create.
Interestingly, Anthony Mackie, who plays Falcon in the Marvel series, right?
Yeah.
So he basically said that because Black Panther was made by a pure black cast, black production, black this,
The
black,
director,
everybody was black lah, basically. So everybody saw it at that time was a championing of black rights. But he is saying that you should not just hire people just because they're black. You should hire the best person for the job, regardless of race, gender, and whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess I agree. But at the same time, also like I do recognize there's a reason why people start to all out push for these issues and campaigns. Also because like there is a lack of awareness in the first place. Yeah. So
and there's also that kind of stereotype like, oh, because you're this race, you may not be as qualified.
Yeah.
Kind of narrative or like misconception.
Which is sad because you have to prove so much just to show that you are on par. Yeah.
I think this conversation also go with like our race, right? Like in Singapore also.
Yeah.
How we're raised. Yeah.
No, like the races.
Race.
Like
RAC.
race, skin color. Is it? Or
race is more than just skin color, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Event. Race like skin color. Yeah.
No, I mean, okay, race as in like
The
Malay,
ethnic
Chinese Eurasian.
your
that
ethnic
race.
identifier.
Yeah,
okay.
ethnic identifier, aka ethnic identifier.
Oh, because I
Yes.
thought you were saying race and then I thought you were saying raised.
Yeah, I thought it was
because
race.
Tammie was
Race,
like raised.
race,
Then I was like, oh,
race.
raised. Then I was like, wait, okay, but anyway.
We just spent a
Oh, okay. A full like 10 seconds on this. Wait, did I just say something offensive?
no. Okay, by the way, please don't get offended with Yvette because sometimes her train of thought and like her way of communicating is a bit too like on the surface. But she means no harm, okay? The last thing she wants to do is to offend people. If you all heard previous podcasts, you all know that her last intention she'll just take from the surface. Huh? You mean like this?
Okay, but anyway.
Although race and ethnicity is two different things though, right?
Yeah. So what's the synonym for race?
I don't know.
Anyway, the point is Kenneth should talk properly lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that will solve the problem.
Ethnic group.
But
I
it's
don't know.
not really an ethnic group either. Race is not ethnic.
That's how Singapore.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
I think there's for the sake, because I think there are certain like the systems in place is a bit hard to be too complex. When you add too much complexity into systems, like how governing policies are and so on, I think it creates a lot more
Complexity.
complexity in the sense that it's harder for people to understand certain things.
Okay.
It's not an excuse, but it's a fact that when you like for example the form.
Yeah, I think
the
basically,
gender, the form. I am this. I'm not. I'm male, but
Yeah.
identify female. Female, but identify male. I'm male.
I think basically a lot of people don't want to think too much. Life is already very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also that
Yeah.
camp.
Yeah.
But I'm like, then you just go on with life and not think. Like that's my
But a lot of people do that.
So there's another group of people that I want to avoid also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
But you can't avoid them on Facebook. They're on Facebook.
I know, that's why.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere, yeah. So
Okay.
Okay, maybe we
What
go
was
with this.
What? You ask her.
Misconceptions. Are there any misconceptions that you can't stand or deal with or hate to deal with?
yeah, so
Especially among your friends.
the so-called like major one would be the face.
The face?
Like it's just a
Oh,
face.
it's just a face.
yeah, which I raised earlier.
Yeah.
That's a huge misconception, right?
Mm.
And I guess the second one is like probably I don't know whether it's a common thing, but like I've heard it before, like like it happens to other people. Like for example, let's say if a gay male comes out and says that he's gay, right? Then automatically his straight males will be like, hey, you like me, that kind of thing. Then I'm like, or like, okay, put it another way. If a lesbian female comes out to a group of friends, then they'll be like immediately feel threatened because, does it mean like she likes me? I'm like, come on lah, get a grip on yourself. You know what I mean? Like in the first place, it's like, it doesn't mean that, okay, just because I'm pansexual doesn't mean I'm attracted to everybody, doesn't mean I want to like screw everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I have standards plus. That doesn't mean
I
I'm
have
sexually...
standards.
I have standards plus. That doesn't mean like who do you think you are? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So wow, that's just a mind-boggling thing.
Actually,
that
to
I
be
cannot-
honest, I had that thinking in the past.
Like what?
It took me like I need to be a bit more woke. Then I realized that train of thought is actually pretty dumb.
What's the train of thought?
The idea that when if someone is gay, you feel like
threatened.
like insecure, like threatened, like oh shit, I have to be more careful around this guy. Later he'll think that I'm interested in him, because I think maybe it's also because in guys' relationship, like guy to guy as friendship, like bros, like sometimes we get physical and so on, and like we talk and joke and like hang out, you never had to think about the idea that this person might be interested to me. Like you know what I mean? Like there's no none of that dynamics when you hang out with guys. Yeah. So when suddenly, if let's say your close friend or whatever suddenly come out as gay, then it changes the dynamic of the entire group. Whoever is like close friends with. Yeah. And I think the knee-jerk reaction is to worry about yourself. Worry that he may like come at you or like misinterpret certain things. Yeah. And if let's say you're like quite straight, like you're really not into guys. You are really not into guys at all. Yeah, you'll feel very uncomfortable when a guy comes at you. Right. I mean, it's the same if you're a lesbian. If a guy comes at you, you also feel grossed out, right? Like stay away from me.
Not really.
No.
I don't know.
For lesbians.
I don't know about lesbians.
Or rather, maybe I should put it in that way. Like if you had zero interest with this person, and this person comes at you, you'll feel very uncomfortable.
But just because the person is gay also doesn't mean he's interested in you.
No, so I'm saying,
okay.
I understand that.
Yeah.
So what made you more woke? Because actually, right, if you think about it this way, if you're straight, right, and you got a lot of female friends, but that doesn't mean you're interested in all your female friends, right?
Yeah.
So is that like that kind of progression that made you?
No, so I think it's different, because if you look at sexual attraction, right, if we try to, I think the way is sometimes the guy projects also how guy and girls interaction, and you project it to a same sex. Like if another guy is interested to me, this is his train of thought on me. Cause okay, so let's put it this way. Like guys, we are not the most saint kind of people. Like guys, when they're growing up, you also fantasize about girls. You fantasize about the girls around you, your crushes or pretty girls that you know of. Yeah, and they project. If let's say this is how I interact or think about girls, in a sexual way, you will immediately form the opinion that a gay guy will form the kind of sexual thoughts on you.
Because they also have the same kind of amount of sexual drive.
Yeah, and you are also a guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what?
So, and because you're aware of this, you feel grossed out.
Oh, right.
You get what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, guys don't go around and tell girls, actually, I have a sexual fantasy of all the girls around me. No, guys will do that. Okay, I don't know whether I'm betraying my brethren saying this, but yeah. So I think, okay, so what made me more woke lah? Okay, so firstly, I have to say that because I don't have experience with a close friend who is gay for the longest time. Never had this, like, thought about this. Yeah. I think maybe as recent as my friend who came out.
Yes, last year.
Yeah, I think before that, I kind of formed that thought already. I also thought about it like I'm not attractive. Why would I be worried that a gay guy come at me? Right?
Whoa.
Like, even girls don't come at me. Why would I think that a guy will come at me? Right?
So your advice is
That
be
is
more
like,
self-aware.
then I woke.
You woke up to how ugly you are.
That's the end of the podcast. Right?
That's Kenneth.
But I think also like now then when that friend came up to me, I also thought about it, like him being a friend who is gay. And
Hey, does your friend listen?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. You probably think that this hope.
Shout out to Kenneth's friend.
Shout out to that little bitch. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is how guys talk.
The little bitch. The funny thing is when we are growing up, he always make jokes about gay people.
So he was
Hey, you gay ah? Then we, hey, you gay ah? You eat cock and suck cock ah? Then now it's like awkward.
Oh, guys, I actually do. Suck off.
Hey, you actually really. I tell you, when we talk about this, we laughed about it. I
They
was
all-
like, hey, what loud? Then you damn then now think about it, damn awkward. Yeah. Growing up, you always say, hey, he gay. Then you always make fun of other people, so you gay. You like dicks, you like dicks. You know, guys talk like this.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
Don't go around
I've
saying
never
that.
been around guys who talk like that.
I don't know. That's the way me and my guy friends when we're growing up. That's how we.
I think this
we
is the
make fun of
gaming
each other.
crowd. This is how they talk.
Deep-seated issues, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like really in the closet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think I also thought about like how him, like, I think back about the experiences we have growing up as friends. Like he is still a friend. He's still normal like all my other friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he may have some certain slightly more feminine traits, which is not very obvious actually, to be honest. Which is why I never really suspected, because he can be a guy with with a bit more feminine traits. For example,
Like you, for example.
I never considered until people tell me. Until people thought that I was gay. Okay, but I never considered that.
Okay.
Not that I think that I'm like a man lah, you know, but I also
You're
never...
not alpha,
Yeah.
you're like what, omega?
Shit, fuka. Alpha, omega, delta, whatever.
Beta.
But yeah, so I also thought about like how it doesn't change anything lah, the fact that he's gay also.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
now that I think about it, we have been talking for what? 1 hour?
1 hour plus a bit.
Actually, why are we so, like, why are, like, straight people so worried about what gay people are doing in the bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Like, why?
I can understand from the guy's perspective why guys can feel homophobic. And there's this argument that people have a counter argument, but I don't think we should like discredit how they think and feel. Like, I think the idea of like guys are very like sexually driven, and they are very visually imaginative,
Okay.
right? The way they think and look at things is always in the mind. It's like visual lah.
Okay.
So the idea like you look at someone who's like you're sexually attracted to, you also think about. I mean, it's not like you focus all your energy thinking about it, but there are thoughts about like, oh, like I want to like have sex with her. I imagine her, you know, being undressed in some ways and doing the act with her. So there's these fantasies in your head when you find someone attractive lah, right? So like I said,
so guys project that onto
the
themselves.
same thing also projecting
with
to
gay guys.
When you think about like a gay guys doing, you will think about them doing it if they are sexually attracted to each other. You won't think about like that exactly, but just the thought about like, you know, two guys having sex is naturally I can't think of a
Abhorrent?
word, but like it's sort of revolting to them. Yeah.
Right.
So that's why they
But
feel
then that's
so.
where like the bias comes in also, because at the same time guys are turned on when they see girls having sex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it's a very visual thing. I feel that's my theory lah. Yeah. Because I feel like for a period of time that's how I felt. Like it's like if you think
I
it's gross,
wonder-
then don't think about it lah, right?
Yeah.
No, that's the argument.
Yeah.
But the fact is that it's natural for the guys to think that way.
But does it mean that, wait, you say it's natural, but is it really natural, or is it,
No, so okay.
you know, like really do all guys just come out of the womb thinking that way?
No,
You know what I mean?
so we have to put in context. When I say that it's natural, I'm not giving excuses for them to think this way.
Right.
Yeah. I think ultimately it's about understanding why they think that way. And also like, in some ways, allow them to understand that you don't have to think like that. Which is something that I also come to realize lah. Like just don't project what you think about girls. Project it to how you think about, you know,
How you think
gay
guys
couples.
think
Like
about
you don't have to care
Yeah.
about. You literally don't have to give a fuck about what they do.
Because it's not like you're gonna do it.
Yeah, you're not gonna do it to them. You're not gonna be involved. You're not gonna be standing there while they're having sex, right? You'll be minding your own business. I don't know, shaking off or whatever, right? You literally don't have to think about what they're doing. Yeah, you don't have to care. Yeah. So I think it's about having that process, the thought process. Yeah.
Yeah.
But about the religion, all those, that one is another story lah.
Yeah.
How
man.
to get them to better understand, because they see like a threat
Yeah.
to
The
their
family unit, blah blah.
the family unit, to their
I
beliefs.
will not touch on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It's a touchy
LGBTQ plus is not
Yeah.
the worst threat to marriage, right?
Yeah.
divorce is or whatever.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, they have very weird arguments lah that I don't stand by also.
Yeah.
Just like So actually we have talked quite a lot. Is there anything else that we can cover? Maybe we can end off
Maybe the
with,
last point. What can we do
what
better?
can Singapore or we do better when it comes to LGBT? Do you have any
Thoughts.
thoughts?
What about you? Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah.
Do we have any thoughts? How can we be better allies? Would that be the word?
I think first is we just need the older generation to die out. Like as with how all cultural change occurs, right? It happens with time.
Yeah.
And why time is effective is because old ideas die out.
Yeah.
Like in the past, the Egyptians married their brothers and
Yeah.
sisters.
In the past, the blacks were slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how things change is also because of time.
Yeah.
Because more racist old bastards die off. Right?
Yeah.
So I think time will
the
help.
solution is extinction of the older generation.
Of homophobic people.
Yeah.
Violence solves everything. No, I'm not wishing for violent death, people. I'm just saying.
The natural dying out of the older
Of bad
generation.
ideas.
Which is what Singapore can do.
There's one point I want to bring up. Shit, I forgot what is it already.
What, dying out?
No.
But what can we do better now? There's nothing much we can do.
Having
though,
more
I feel.
conversations.
Yeah.
Having more
Education.
Yeah.
Awareness.
But isn't it tiring?
I think, okay, wait. Firstly, conversations between peers is helpful to be supportive of peers, definitely. But what's more step forward is for people in the community to have that kind of equally productive conversations with their parents or caregivers or people, extended families or whoever. I think if everybody can do that, right, then, you know what I mean? If you support a cause and if your whole family is behind you on it, then literally everybody would have his or her supporters, you know? Like the community will grow bigger. Yeah. So, and of course, that alone is not enough because I think it goes also like with the whole conversation on race. Like, what do you do if you see someone else? For example, let's say I'm a mom, right? And my daughter or son is not straight, right? So, but do I just go about my day if I see other people
making shitty comments?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, as someone who is so-called personally involved or know someone, like, I feel like the parents should also, or who could be anyone lah, basically.
Who cares lah?
Yeah, like, just take a leap of courage and just talk about it, you know, have conversations with, difficult conversations with other people as well. So it just keeps the conversation going instead of having just to, I mean, yeah, it's good that we have this strong bubble that we should continue fostering, right? But at the same time also, we know we should try and like engage other people and let them know.
So is it like if you don't go for Pink Dot or show support during Pink Dot, are you still a supporter?
Yes. Yeah. So this is a confession time. I have not gone for any Pink Dot events, right? I mean, like, but that doesn't mean that I don't support them. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just probably not personally interested in attending an event. Yeah. But of course, I do support whatever they're doing, and I really, really like how much traction they are
Been getting, yeah.
Yeah. And it's great because it's great for the community. Yeah. So, so, and like, I do like take opportunities to just like talk about sexuality or gender issues on my Instagram. But it's just like being a micro influencer. It's like 400 people that follow me.
You want to shout out to your handle? Do you want people to follow you? Don't want to. Okay.
But it's private anyway.
Yeah, it's private anyway.
Yeah.
So
Too bad.
yeah. Anyways.
So do you
I
remember
remember
what
already.
saying?
How do you all feel about the idea? I think we talked about it in the last podcast about the Singapore government saying that they will not repeal the 377A, but they are not going to enact on it. Yeah. Do you think that is... What do you feel when the government came out with that statement?
So my question now is...
then why, right? What's the point?
No, like the government now is PAP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So until an opposition with a manifesto that has that in the agenda says and is willing to act on it, then it's
Oh,
an
then
era
a
for
change.
change, right?
I personally think it's a matter of time they repeal it. But
Yeah.
it's just not now. Like you say, right? Like, okay, if you think about it also, like, the survey that shows that majority of Singaporeans still...
I mean, I don't know whether they really did a
Yeah.
survey. I just know that they do surveys on hot button issues
Yeah.
when they pop up.
So let's say, like, we assume that the fact that majority of Singaporeans are still against it. Yeah. But the fact that they do come out and... like, ultimately, it's also a political move, right? They can't totally cut it out because majority of people still feel like if you cut it out, it means that you are pro whatever. Yeah, but for them to actually say they don't enact on it, it's kind of like the middle ground that they are able to find for the time being.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Until the majority who voted against it die out, like you said.
Yeah, maybe.
But actually, right, like we are also going with the assumption that the older generation
Less supportive.
As in,
homophobic.
we're assuming that
Yeah.
our generation don't have
I'm
homophobes.
assuming, I'm assuming that there's more homophobes in the older generation.
Oh.
That's my assumption.
Right.
Not saying that we don't have, but
Yeah.
they have more.
Yeah.
Maybe
And that's how I
we'll
see it also lah. Because you look at around you,
Maybe
it's
our
like
generation has more tolerant homophobes.
our
you know?
generation.
Yeah,
maybe.
like they're homophobic.
A bit more educated, a bit
Yeah.
more aware with
Or like they
issues
think it's
lah.
important to look like they're woke, for the Instagram performative thing. So they were like, hey, I am...
But I have to say that like growing up, like the way that guys act has also changed a bit lah.
Really? What do you mean?
Like in the start, it's like you're gay, like if you're gay, we'll ostracize you. No, they won't like they won't go around like that. The way you're reacting, it's like oh god, yeah. Like when growing up, it's always like that. But nowadays, it's like whenever I guess people also a bit more mature. Your friends around you when they talk about like
I
something
thought you
about
meant that younger generation now
no,
don't
like
go gay,
like people around me, the guys, they will be like, hey, there's nothing wrong being gay, but like like we sometimes still make very casual gay jokes or whatever.
Wait, your
But
guy friends say that
or
kind
like
of
in
things?
NS or like in ICTs or whatever. Like people still make this kind of comments,
Right.
but they always caveat like, but there's nothing wrong being gay, okay? Like the kind of thing, like it's okay, you all do whatever you want, I don't care.
Wow.
That kind of statement. So there are people who also I do hear this kind of thing like the way the guys locker room talk kind of thing. I don't think it will go away. Like the toxic masculinity kind of mindset, But I think it's slowly changing a bit lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just that I don't know whether we will witness it in our lifetime now.
Oh damn, I'll be
Oh well,
I don't
if we're
know.
dead,
I
already,
think-
I guess we also
yeah.
don't care already lah.
maybe I'll be a 80-year-old Tan Cheng Bok,
Hard to say lah. I mean, I think the Singapore that we live in will be the way that we think will be very different in like when we are in our 50s and 60s.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, you look at how this election is rolling out on social media. We didn't see that in our first elections.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so. I don't remember lah.
But you have to
Yeah.
remember one thing. Social media is one thing. What happens as a result can be very different.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Because
but I'm just saying
Yeah.
on social media, the behavior is really very different from my own observation. So I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen when we go to polls
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
week.
I think when
yeah.
this podcast come out, the results would have been out.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Congratulations to. I don't know.
What's the point?
I don't know.
Because we don't know who's gonna win.
Put
Obviously.
Siri's voice over.
Dude.
I don't think I'll be too lazy to edit that in event. Yeah, you're right. What's the point? There's no point. Sorry.
But anyway, I would just say, I guess what we'll see when we're in our 50s or 60s could be very different.
Yeah.
So maybe this kind of thing won't even, maybe it'd be more mainstream or more
I mean, I would love
accepted.
to be alive. Like,
I would love to be alive too.
no, wait.
We can be alive buddies. Event not in? Event?
I'm alive too.
I mean, I want to live to the day when
Yeah.
these issues become
More,
like
less of an issue lah.
Yeah, exactly. We were quite an issue in the first place.
Yeah.
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 Wouldn't that be nice? How India
Wouldn't that
can.
be nice?
Whoa, where
You
did
can
that come
insert,
from? No, I'm not gonna insert. Too much work,
Why not
guys.
insert?
Too much work. I already have to censor that. Just now the app name already.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Deliveroo I have to.
Don't anyhow use other people's.
Or maybe I'll just use the Deliveroo. I'll use this sound clip to put at the front. Deliveroo.
Okay, do it.
Wait, I need a high pitch.
Okay.
Deliveroo. Okay, I'm gonna use this sound clip for the front part.
Why need the high pitch?
Because it's girl voice, what?
But my voice isn't that
Yeah,
high.
its voice
wait.
is quite deep, what?
Can you say something?
Hi.
Hi. Deliveroo. Okay, that's all for now. We'll end with that. Deliveroo sponsor us, okay? We mentioned so many times. Anyway, that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed this podcast. Thanks, Tammie, for coming and sharing
Thanks
your
for having
perspective.
me.
I think
And
that's helpful.
Listening to my word vomit for 1 hour.
It's
and a
okay.
half.
half.
Usually they'll hear our word vomit. Now got new vomit to add in. I think you'll feel a bit fresher, the vomit. Okay. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you guys again. Bye-bye. Bye.